Hello, welcome to Grand Final Eve. Now, for those of you who aren't in Australia, or perhaps are actually living in states where football isn't that huge a deal, probably mainly Sydney. No, Sydney, it's a big deal now. Some of what I'm going to talk to you about tonight may not make sense, but I'm going to take a little bit of time to explain it. I spoke last night and I touched on humour, and there were a couple of comments made about how humour is a wonderful connector. And it is. But the interesting thing is why. What makes us feel connected when we're sharing a laugh with someone? Because as a parent, when you're actually having a laugh with your children, that's a great moment of connection. And one of the reasons is because you're acknowledging a shared experience or value or belief or understanding or way of seeing the world. Because you can't laugh about something that is a contextual type of humour unless you're coming from it with a shared type of understanding. So, for example, if you're looking at a page of writing on the internet about people sharing experiences from their childhood, and you find yourself laughing because you're recognizing yourself in the writing, that right there is a connection. That's like, wow, someone else has had a similar experience to me. Someone else gets me. And that's just really funny because it's written in a humorous way. It's written as a send-up, but you don't take offense from that. You find it funny and you feel an affinity with the person who has written the article, the funny thing. So what I wanted to talk was about the GWS. So tomorrow in Victoria, there's a grand final and there's two teams playing AFL football, and one is Richmond Tigers and one is Greater Western Sydney. So who've never been in a final before and are a pretty new team to the competition. So really up until they made the grand final, not many people knew the name of their song. But in the last week, there has been a meme explosion on the internet to do with putting the words of their song to iconic bits of film. There's a lot of Simpsons floating around. There's some Monty Python. I think there's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. A lot of pop culture references, but seriously across the board, it's quite interesting. And it's quite frankly hilarious. But if you're overseas, you probably won't get that humour. But have a look anyway. Look it up. Why is it funny? Why do we laugh? And a little bit of why we laugh is because of what I've just said. Most people laughing know that no one knew the words of GWS song. Not many people in Victoria are going to support them. They're not a favoured team for various reasons. Also the music is quite wasn't loved. It's It's very much a marching band song and not traditionally what our team theme songs have been. When we had new teams come into the competition, they had to create new songs. And a lot of the old traditional teams, the songs were all made around the same sort of time. And they're a bit more old-fashioned. So GWS theme song is a good example of how it was a modern type of song. So there's a lot of cultural reference that go into the humour. And then what we have in the humour is also some unexpected things happening. And through that there's connection. So hopefully that makes sense as to a little bit of an idea of how we can connect through humour. So we can connect through recognition of our common human frailties, of our common childhood experiences and other experiences. And, we're just celebrating the connection and the community, being able to look at it from a different type of perspective. So, because connection ranges from serious moments to happy moments to funny moments to, because it's there everywhere in life. All the choices we make every day are all about, do we choose to connect or not connect? And it's quite interesting if you're with someone who doesn't get your sense of humour. So I don't know whether that's happened to you. Maybe you live with someone who has a totally different sense of humour. And that can be quite challenging. I really like, the deadpan humour, as well as I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like slapstick. I don't find that amusing at all. So if you're sitting next to me and you're laughing at slapstick, I'm like, who are you? Because I just seriously don't get it. There you go. So I'm interested in what you think of humour and how you use humour to connect. Oh, and I just thought of another point. If you're talking and giving a speech, it's often recommended that you put in humour, whether that's a joke or a funny story or, some sort of humour as a way of breaking the ice. And breaking the ice is about connecting. If someone's in front of you and they're like, oh God, here we go again, or I'd rather be, at home washing the dog than sitting here listening to this person talk. If you come in with as I said, a joke or a story that displays a recognition of our common human frailties, because everyone loves a story where people, hurt themselves or where they've, done something stupid. If you can come in and do that and make people laugh, you've made a connection. So there you go. Something different to try. Okay, and what I should probably do now is leave you with a joke, but I am terrible at jokes. What I do love is a good Christmas joke, and I will be opening soon in October the Creating Christmas Calm group that we ran last year, and it was just a wonderful group to be a part of, and there's lots of Christmas jokes in that group. Let me try and think of one off the top of my head. Suppose I could do a psychology one. Why did the elf go to see the psychologist? Because he had low self-esteem. There you go. Is that funny? Does that show a connection that we might have between our understanding of self-esteem and psychology? I don't want to dissect the joke because it takes away the humour, but there you go. Thanks for joining. If you like this, share it, tell me you like it, let me know what else you'd like to talk about, and have a great grand final eve wherever you are, and I will catch you tomorrow. Okay, bye.